2 days after the arrest of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Aam Aadmi Party now has started a social media campaign to protest against Mr. Kejriwal's arrest. Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, has announced a DP campaign. Under this campaign, all leaders and workers of the party will change their display profile picture and only use one DP. In this DP, Arvind Kejriwal is seen behind bars and it says, and I quote, Modi's biggest fear, Kejriwal. Aam Aadmi Party leaders said, in fact, Atishi spoke about this today, and she has appealed to all people of the country that if they support Kejriwal, they would want to raise their voice against the alleged dictatorship and would want to save the democracy of the country. She said, and I quote, if you want to give the message that the Prime Minister and the BJP are destroying democracy, then all countrymen should use this DP. This is what Aam Aadmi Party has said. In fact, Atishi, who's also a senior minister in the AAP cabinet, has appealed to everybody to use this DP on all their social media platforms. Let's listen to what she said.
उनके राजनीतिक हथियार ईडी ने एक झूठे केस में गिरफ्तार कर लिया है। एक ऐसा केस जिसकी जांच 2 साल से चल रही है, लेकिन गिरफ्तारी अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की होती है लोकसभा के चुनाव की घोषणा के बाद। अरविंद केजरीवाल की प्रेरणा घर घर तक पहुंचाने के लिए आज पूरे देश में सोशल मीडिया पर एक डीपी कैंपेन की शुरुआत कर रही है। आज दोपहर 3 बजे से आम आदमी पार्टी के सभी नेता, आम आदमी पार्टी के सभी कार्यकर्ता अपनी डीपी बदल रहे हैं। आज से ये होगी सभी आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं की और कार्यकर्ताओं की डीपी कि मोदी का सबसे बड़ा डर केजरीवाल है।
I have my colleague Vedant, who tracks the Aam Aadmi Party for us, joining us with more details on this. Vedant, you know, India Bloc's mega rally is going to take place on the 31st this month, and now Aam Aadmi Party is also trying to mobilize its own cadre and supporters in favor of Kejriwal. How do you see this playing out, and is this an attempt by the party to also keep momentum in favor of the party going on?
That's right, Vasudha. Many a times it's said that the Aam Aadmi Party's media strategy is similar to that of the BJP, and this is sort of one example of that. In the past as well, we've seen many such instances as well. And as you rightly pointed out, they will be changing their DPs on social media, because remember, this is also a moment for them to galvanize their cadre and keep their, keep their voters intact. Because remember, Arvind Kejriwal was not just the Delhi Chief Minister and the national convener of the party, but also the Aam Aadmi Party's star campaigner and their principal vote catcher. So, during elections, we've seen multiple times Arvind Kejriwal campaign, not just in Delhi and Punjab, but in Haryana, in Gujarat, even Madhya Pradesh, and very recently he was campaigning. He had an extensive campaign in Gujarat as well. So they have to keep their organization and their cadre intact, which is why such a social media strategy is understood in that context. But keeping the politics aside, Vasudha, now the real challenge is that is that of the constitutional crisis in the national capital. Because remember, he is still very much the sitting chief minister of the national capital. How is he going to run the government from prison? He's still not been sent to judicial custody, and it's only after that we'll see the system that will be put in place, because there are multiple options before him. The lieutenant governor could designate a government building as a special prison, and he could operate from there. The second option is that the court actually allows special facilities like video conferencing inside prison, or increase visitor timings, etc. And the third option, of course, is that Arvind Kejriwal adheres to the jail manual and he meets visitors only twice a week. But because he's a chief minister without portfolio, he very strategically transferred all his portfolios to Atishi and Saurabh and other senior ministers like Kailash Gehlot and Gopal Rai. So he's a chief minister without portfolio, but still he is a sitting chief minister. So it remains to be seen how he runs the government, and there's no precedent in this case, because it's the first time that a sitting chief minister has been arrested, though there are some examples that people have cited, like how Subrata Roy was allowed to run his company from inside jail. Even the other chief ministers who were convicted, there are some examples of that as well. But because there's no precedent, this case becomes even more convoluted and complicated. But of course, the politics over it continues. The Aam Aadmi Party trying to galvanize its supporters. In fact, that India Bloc rally is also going to be held from the Ram Leela Maidan. That is also symbolic, because remember, it was at the Ram Leela Maidan that the Aam Aadmi Party was founded over 10 years ago from the India Against Corruption movement. So what sources tell us is that they're trying to sort of evoke the same sort of sentiment within voters by organizing this rally at the Ram Leela Maidan. So a lot of politics over it. We'll see this showdown in the days to come as well.
So Vedant, the assembly elections in Delhi are also slated to happen next year. How is the BJP looking at it politically? Because yesterday I was looking at visuals of this Bhrashtachar ki Holika that Delhi BJP celebrated burning effigies of Mr. Kejriwal and other AAP leaders. How do you think the BJP is trying to optimize on the fact that their prime opponent in Delhi is behind bars now?
Well, absolutely, Vasudha. In fact, we've seen, senior leaders of the BJP in Delhi, including Manoj Tiwari, sort of ramping up their attack against Arvind Kejriwal. They are continuing to demand the resignation of the Chief Minister. In fact, this also comes as a backdrop of its constant sort of standoff between the Lieutenant Governor as well. But for the BJP, it certainly is an opportune moment, because remember, Arvind Kejriwal electorally has managed to show his mettle. Whether it was in the MCD polls or in the state polls, Arvind Kejriwal has managed to defeat the BJP. In fact, the MCD elections were very much a litmus test or a referendum, so to speak, on Arvind Kejriwal's popularity, at least in Delhi. So the BJP definitely is trying to turn it against the Aam Aadmi Party. They're saying that senior ministers, including Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain, were already in jail. They were also the closest aides of Arvind Kejriwal, and now he is himself in jail. And the fact that the national capital's government is being run from jail is certainly not sending out a very good message when the world is watching at India, during these big elections that are slated to happen in April, starting April. So of course, the BJP looking to ramp up its attack. The BJP also has organized counter protests in the coming week. Right. The Delhi BJP has organized that. In fact, the Delhi BJP president said that we will be organizing counter protests during the India Bloc's rally from the Ram Leela Maidan as well. So of course, that political showdown here continues, Vasudha.